If you're a healthcare provider, you know that the dream of running your own independent practice, well, it's often become a daily fight against burnout and just mountains of paperwork. Today, we're not just going to talk about the problem. We are laying out a strategic blueprint to get you from crisis to control, to turn your practice into a powerhouse that's financially independent and runs like a dream. But before we dive into the solution, you have to understand the sheer scale of the problem. Just look at this number. $266 billion. That's the estimated cost of administrative waste in U.S. healthcare every single year. It's an absolutely staggering number, and it represents all the friction and inefficiency you feel every single day. It's all that time you spend on paperwork instead of with your patients. And if you want to know what that massive number looks like on the ground, check this out. For every 8 hours you spend actually caring for patients, you're spending nearly 6 more just wrestling with electronic health records. This isn't just inefficient. It is a tax on your time, on your energy, and on your ability to give that human-centered care you got into this for in the first place. This right here is the heart of the crisis. All right, so here's the plan for this explainer. First, we're going to diagnose that crisis a little more deeply. Then, we'll introduce a brand new model all about financial sovereignty. We'll get super practical with designing a subscription architecture. Then we'll tackle the biggest hurdles you'd face making a change like this. And finally, we'll paint a picture of what this new autonomous practice really looks like. Okay, so first things first, let's really dig into the diagnosis. We're talking about the unsustainable reality that modern independent practices are facing right now. And listen, this isn't about you working harder. It's about being stuck in a system that is fundamentally broken. And look, this crisis doesn't just hit one person. It's a ripple effect across the entire practice. You've got Dr. Chen, a solo provider, just getting crushed by that EHR burden, juggling 3 to 5 different tools. Then there's Amanda, the administrator, fighting a daily battle to keep up with compliance while trying to stop revenue from leaking out the door with spreadsheets and consultants. And Dr. Torres, in a group practice, is literally watching 5 to 15% of the money they've earned just vanish. Everyone's patching up these huge systemic problems with flimsy workarounds. So that's the problem. What's the way out? Well, it all starts with a completely new model. One built on what we're calling financial sovereignty. It's a huge strategic shift away from the chaotic, unpredictable world of fee-for-service and towards stable, predictable, recurring revenue. And when you put the old way next to the new way, man, the difference is night and day. On the left, that's the world you probably live in now. Endless insurance denials, cash flow that's all over the place, and revenue just leaking out of the system. But on the right, with a hybrid subscription model, you get stability. You get predictable income, a real, direct relationship with your patients, and your incentives are actually aligned. Oh, and it helps you get back that 5 to 15% of revenue you were losing before. Okay, so if you're going to run your practice this way, you need a totally new playbook, a new dashboard with new metrics. Forget just counting appointments. It's time to think like a modern SaaS business. You're tracking MRR, that's your monthly recurring revenue, your predictable income. You're watching your churn rate, how many members you might lose. And crucially, you're looking at the relationship between a member's lifetime value, or LTV, and what it costs to acquire them, your CAC. The magic number, the goal, is a healthy ratio of at least 3 to 1. That's how you know your practice isn't just surviving, it's thriving. So how does this actually work under the hood? You basically build an automated revenue engine. Step 1, unify everything. Your membership fees and your insurance payments all flow into one integrated system. Step 2, an AI-powered billing agent takes over, automating claim submissions and even chasing down late payments. This directly cuts down on denials, plugging those leaks. And the result? You get this beautiful, stable hybrid model with the best of both worlds. All right, let's get into the fun part, actually designing your subscription architecture. This is where you get to build out membership tiers that offer incredible value to your patients, while also maximizing the return on investment for your practice. So just as an example, think of it like this. You could have an essential tier that gives patients 24/7 access, virtual consults, and maybe an AI assistant. Then you could have a premium tier that adds on things like detailed lab result analysis, personalized education, and priority access. And a family tier could bundle all that premium stuff with shared dashboards for everyone. See? Each tier is a clear step up in value for the patient. And for you, it creates this beautiful, predictable ladder of recurring revenue. All right, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great in theory, but what about the roadblocks? What are the real challenges here? So in this section, we're going to navigate those transition hurdles. We're going to look at the most common obstacles and talk about how AI-driven solutions can help you leap right over them. The biggest hurdle is often just a natural resistance to AI. The solution is all about a mindset shift. You have to reframe it. AI isn't here to replace you or make clinical judgments. Think of it as a capacity multiplier. It's a secure, HIPAA-compliant assistant that handles the soul-crushing documentation, the research, the billing, freeing up 3 or more hours of your day. That is time you get back to actually focus on your patients. And the next one we hear all the time is, oh no, not another system to learn. Totally get it. But this isn't that. This platform isn't about ripping out what you already have. Instead, it works as an intelligent layer that sits right on top of your existing EHR. It integrates seamlessly, adding all the cool AI and automation capabilities without forcing your team to learn a whole new system from scratch. And of course, the big question, what does it cost? But honestly, that's the wrong way to look at it. The real question is, what's the ROI? Just think about it. Saving a provider 3+ hours a day, that's worth about 15 grand a month right there. Plus, a unified platform like this replaces 5 to 10 other fragmented subscriptions you're probably already paying for, saving you thousands more every single month. The system more than pays for itself. So let's bring it all home. What does this all lead to? It leads to the ultimate goal, the vision of the autonomous practice. We're talking about what it truly means to reclaim your practice, reclaim your time, and, most importantly, reclaim the reason you got into medicine in the first place. I mean, really, this slide says everything, doesn't it? This whole transformation, it's not just about business metrics and efficiency. It is about getting your life back. It's about putting an end to those nights and weekends you lose to paperwork. It's about finally making your practice work for you instead of the other way around. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Your practice is a business, and like any business, it has an architect. For too long, the fee-for-service system has forced you to build from a blueprint that just leads to burnout. The real question now is, are you ready to pick up a new set of tools and become the architect of your own future?